Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. What the hell was that game? Bayern lost 2-1 at home to Bayern Leverkusen, and that was the worst and most dreadful performance I've ever seen from a Bayern Munich team. It reminded me of all the Champions League finals we've been to. That game epitomized some of the problems we've had over the years. You know how many chances we had? We should have been 5 goals up. It should have been like 4-2, 5-2. What a freaking cracking game. First of all, yes, we can't finish our dinner. Now, that performance was dreadful from a finishing standpoint. Goretzka hit the post like twice. Muller scored his goal, and I'm really glad he scored that goal because he needed that, right? COUTINHO comes on, changes the game. So many things went wrong in that game. Our finishing was dreadful. So to everyone watching the stream, tell me if the audio is good enough, because I'm not exactly sure. I have background music going on here, so I want to make sure that I have the best quality content for you all. But I am so annoyed by the performance in the game, because it just wasn't there. It looked like it wasn't our night. At Spurs, whatever chance we had, we took them, right? The last few games, we were taking every chance we got. Goal, one chance, one goal. Lewandowski had like 4 chances that game. He had very good chances. There was like the last 60 seconds of the game, Goretzka flicks it onto Lewandowski, and instead of just taking it like he usually does, first time with his left foot or something, or just whipping it in, he waits for the defender and tries to go on his right foot and loses the ball. And Goretzka ends up with a yellow card trying to recover what Lewandowski did. That was dreadful finishing. For a striker of his quality, he should go home tonight and think about what went wrong. I think a lot of complacency has gotten to this team, right? The last 4 games, we haven't conceded a freaking goal. That's why the title says streak ends. We haven't conceded a freaking goal, and we just went and conceded 2 and lost 2-1 at home. These players have been complacent. We have this every team will have this problem where you're flying high, you're doing so well, and then you fall down, right? We will have this moment. This is just how we can recover from this. I'm not like crying at the team because they didn't score or they didn't win. I don't care. The performance, this, if anything, this just makes the Bundesliga more entertaining. But my problem with this performance is it looks like the players still have that complacency. Right? Have you looked at the finals? If you look at the Champions League finals we've been in the last, 20 years, even 99, where we lost to a last-minute goal. If you think about these games that have happened, what we do is we dominate the game. We have 1 billion chances, even the semi-finals of the Champions League. And then that finishing touch is what we lack. That extra finish, that extra bit of clinicality. That's what we've always lacked, and we're lacking it now. Someone has to go to these players, right? Gerd Muller, I don't know, he's gonna be on vacation, but go to these players and slap them in the face. Tell them what to do in front of goal when there's pressure. Leverkusen came out with a game plan to pressure us. We already knew this. Hansi Flick knew this. He set up a team that, first of all, I thought his lineup was kind of wrong, because at the beginning of the game, I'm expecting Thiago to start, because usually Thiago is one of the most press-resistant midfielders out there. Like, Thiago will turn on pressure. And that's what Thiago does so well. He has that unique footwork. He will just like scoop a turn, and he's strong enough to keep the ball while he's doing it. Kimmich is a player that needs space, especially in midfield, to operate. As a right back, Kimmich doesn't need any space to operate. He works in the little pockets at the right back position. But in midfield, he wants space as well. He wants way more space in midfield. But Thiago doesn't require space. So first mistake was starting Kimmich over Thiago. I thought why is Alaba a center back? Right? Davies is doing so well that at this point I don't know about dropping him. He shouldn't be dropped, Alphonso Davies. But at the same time, that should mean Alaba's on the bench. Or we should play a formation that fits Davies and Alaba at the same time. Alaba's playing center back, which I don't agree with. We have Boateng. Was Boateng fit for this game? I didn't even look at the bench that much because we weren't going to sub on anyone. But was Boateng on the... Yes, Jerome Boateng was on the bench. which tells me he has no trust in Boateng, right? Boateng was on the bench. Why wasn't he starting over Alaba? If Alaba is, I don't get it. We lacked a lot of physicality in defense. We were getting bodied too easily. No one was closing down when we were conceding shots. That's how we conceded 2 goals to Leon Bailey. Alphonso Davies on the first goal. I think, you know what? I don't really blame him for that. The same reason I don't really think, goalkeepers passing the ball out and then something happened. I don't blame Davies for that first goal because he won the ball back fair, square, nice. But his teammates were just kind of standing there, not ready to receive the ball. And there was no one to pass to, no one who would drop behind him or, try and ask for the ball. We had so many errors. So I'm going to do my player ratings right now. You're going to find a lot of these to be really interesting because I have some really interesting opinions with these player ratings. And so let's move on to the screen recording. So we're going to go ahead and do the player ratings now. Kimmich. No, we're going to start with Neuer. I thought Neuer did very well for what he was asked to do. He didn't really make errors, and I'm going to give him a 6, Look, what could he have done for those 2 goals? For someone who's out there, what could Neuer have done for those 2 goals he conceded? I don't think he could have done anything, Those were just 2 brilliant strikes from Leon Bailey, who decided to take the game by the stroke of the neck and do what he does best, and that's score. Yeah, that was not our day, Mubashir Said. That was not our day. We lacked. How many times did we hit the post? Pavard. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give Pavard a 4. Look, he didn't have that poor of a game, but for a fullback for Bayern Munich, I expect you to have more energy. There was a moment in the game where Pavard lost the ball, like all the way up here, and he wasn't tracking back, and Muller had to tell him to go back. Come on, you're not playing for Stuttgart. You should not be okay with losing and jogging back. Pavard, you need to look at. He did so poorly. The first goal, he didn't close him down quick enough, right? Pavard was not on his day today. Javi Martinez, I'm gonna give him a 5. Look, he wasn't as bad as Pavard, but as a center back, he got bodied by Leon Bailey and that other black guy. He got bodied so easily. Alaba also gets a flat 5, and this is gonna be very controversial, but I'm giving Alphonso Davies a 6. Obviously that's a higher rating, and it looks. If you don't understand football, you wouldn't understand it. Alphonso Davies reads the game very well. Of course, he has the pace, right? So he can recover. So he's not worried about, players getting past him. So he has that because he has that recovery pace. Alphonso Davies, he read the game very well. But what would happen is he'd win the ball up, like around these areas, right? He'd win the ball up, right? He'd win the ball up. He'd win the ball here. He'd win the ball here. But no one was making runs to get close to him to get the ball because there was 3 players all around him. So Alphonso gets a 6 because he did way more work than Pavard did. He was an outlet. If you notice, Neuer would literally have Alphonso move in here. Neuer literally shouted out, "Move here," and Alphonso would move here, and then he'd be a passing option, and then he'd drive the ball forward and then pass it. And Alphonso, the only thing he has to improve is his end product. I want him to cross more. I want him to, sometimes I feel like he's just passing here, when he could just force a pass in here, and it would make more sense. But Alphonso Davies gets a 6. Kimmich, I'm going to give Kimmich a 5. Actually, no, I'm going to give him a 4. Kimmich was so poor for me. Why is Tolisso here? It's Goretzka. My bad, I used this one for last time. So, what do I give Leon Goretzka? I'm gonna give Leon Goretzka like a 5. He had 2 chances that he should have put in, to be fair, but he was energetic, and it's his energy. Again, it was the same. I spelled his name wrong. I don't care. It was the same thing with Davies, right? Goretzka would sometimes win the ball in these areas, right? But no one was there to quickly close it down. And we didn't have a midfield. Usually, if Thiago was playing, Thiago would pounce in, collect the loose ball, and play it forward. But Kimmich didn't have the pace nor like midfield intelligence to do that. Müller gets a 7. He was our best player on the pitch. You know, he wasn't great in terms of just, you know, constantly scoring. Müller scored a goal, the goal that took out the shame. He gets a 7 because he ran his socks off. He kept working hard. Don't know why Coutinho's here. I used this last time, so you know, the lineups might be off. So Perisic, I'm gonna give Perisic a 3. You know, he didn't do anything. He just didn't. Lewandowski gets a 2. He's the worst player on the pitch today. And Gnabry's gonna get a 2 as well. Both of them threw that game for us. And I'm rating these guys differently. Müller is someone who's been out of the starting 11 here and there and not been appreciated enough by the club. So he's going to get obviously a higher score because he did well, right? Lewandowski is someone I expect. He did so little with what he had. I'm even tempted to just change that 2 to a 0. He actually was breaking. Look, if that was a normal striker who was 18 years old, that would have been like a 8 out of 10, you know, for him to get in positions to get those chances. But you're a world-class striker, the best in the world. I want you to score more goals. Gnabry as well. Yeah, that was a shite performance. It was. My man of the match has to be Müller. It will be. It's number 25. I think Müller did what Müller carried that team, bro. So did Davies. How can you have usually a team that's poor at defending should just be good at attacking, right? A team that's poor defensively should just be magnificent attacking wise. Lewandowski, he would get a shot. And I don't know why he thinks, Lewandowski, you have one of the best weak foots in the world. You score a lot of goals with your weak foot. No one's asking you to shoot with your right every time. It looks like he doesn't understand. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm tempted to give Lewandowski and Gnabry, but I'll give him a 2 because, you know, they were just so poor. Leon Bailey. Leon Bailey, he gets injured a lot. I mean, he did get injured in that game, and he didn't. He was energetic, but he gets injured like every other game. Imagine Kingsley Coman, but a little bit worse. You know, why did Flick take Müller off? He wanted to bring on Coutinho, and actually, I agree with the substitution, but I think it should have been done earlier in the game, right? Müller was playing very well. What I think should have happened is minute 1, take off Javi Martinez and play Pavard at center back, or take off Pavard, play Thiago and Kimmich right back. He should have been doing. I was crying for that for like 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes of the second half. I wanted that change so bad because what was happening is Javi Martinez was so slow. He's really slow, right? So Kimmich at his natural position, but Thiago reads the game better than Kimmich. Yeah, the pressing was so dead, and that's due to the players getting tired and lethargic. I'm gonna go back here and look at this game from the different perspective, right? So our pressing usually, we play a 4-1-4-1 with Hansi Flick, right? So Goretzka will be pushing, so will Gnabry, and right behind him is Pavard. We would usually have 3 players on one side, and then Kimmich would join in on the press. Actually, no, Kimmich would join in the back two, the 2 center backs. And what our press, well, this is when we're trying to defend, right? Goretzka will close the man. Let's say the opposition is right here, right? Goretzka will close them down. Gnabry might be here, and Kimmich would drop in to cover Javi Martinez, who's also here. And they will have like players all around. That was our press. But what happened to that? That's my question too. What happened to that high energy? Yeah, he should have taken off Gnabry. But man, I just Gnabry was not. it's not like he just had a crap. He put in crosses. He did everything, right? He hit the crossbar was our best friend today. We kept touching it. Oh my God. We're playing Gladbach next. Oh my God. I just realized we are playing Gladbach next. We could be in for a we're away, aren't we? And Gladbach, oh my God, they're top of the league. They play Freiburg tomorrow. We're gonna be. Is Dortmund ahead of us? We are 1 point ahead of Dortmund. RB Leipzig, as it stands, are 3 points ahead of us. So they have the same amount of games. And Mönchengladbach could actually end up going. They could go. Is it 5 points clear? No, 4 points clear at the top of the table. And it's almost close to it's a very good time for, if Gladbach want to win this league, you know, there's a small part of me wanted us to draw that game when we were losing 2-1, not win it, because I'm thinking, if we win that game, it just means, you know, we're dominating the league. But I'm happy for Leverkusen, because it looks like that's the only thing they're ever going to achieve in their club history. I'm really happy for them. That's the only good thing they're not going to win the league. They're not going to get, then they're relegated in the Champions League. Yeah. Luck, you know, I don't know about luck. I think it was complacency. Lewandowski in front of goal. Why don't you just, there were so many chances. Gnabry, you know, had a chance where he could have just slotted it to Müller. Müller made a great run back post, open, and Gnabry passed it to Perisic, who was already with a man on him. And it just goes like, their minds were not as sharp. Lewandowski, his usual cute touches where he just touches around the corner and run in behind him and then score. He wasn't doing that today. And that just, it's complacency. It happens to every team. You know, teams that are starting to do well, we didn't concede a goal in 4 matches. I bet the defenders were thinking, we can just chill here. And that's what probably happened. Yeah, I'm glad. You know, Leverkusen are a team that I respect because they consistently keep themselves in that, you know, top 6, top 8 position, right? They're not great, but they manage to do it, and it's crazy. I'm looking at the Bundesliga table now. Mönchengladbach are on 25 points. They've lost 2 of their last 5 games. You know what I want to know? What is their season like in the Europa League? In the Europa League, Mönchengladbach. I'm so glad that Eintracht Frankfurt beat Arsenal because it's a Bundesliga. I want all these Bundesliga teams to do well. Mönchengladbach are first in their group with just on goal differential, and that's very nice. I'm really happy that these Bundesliga teams in the Champions League, except Dortmund. Dortmund might go out in the Champions League, but I'm happy to see that the Bundesliga teams are, you know, staying up top, because at the end of the day, this is only good for the league if every team is doing well. And I'm so glad Union Berlin came out of the 2nd division, and I think they're higher now than actual Berlin. Hertha Berlin could literally get relegated because they're only on 11 points, and Union Berlin is on 11th. And we are in December now, which is 1 month away from the, wow, I keep seeing shadows. 1 month away from the transfer window. In your opinion, whoever's watching this stream, who do we get? Yeah, Perisic and Davies are, yeah, you're right. Because Davies needs someone who can take players on. Perisic is more of an elegant player, right? He wants to like cross. He doesn't want to take players on and dribble. Davies is a player that wants to take players on and dribble. You need 2 players that want to take players on and dribble because they'll have the same mind. So that, yeah, Davies. I mean, Davies is the only left back in the world that can overlap KV Coman. It's actually funny looking at it. No, come on, we're not. Flick did very well. He just had a few decisions. Of course, he's still looking for first 11. But I just say give him the job. He actually had a little bit of tactical. Towards the end of the game, he started realizing what we needed. He brought in Thiago, put Kimmich right back. He did what I was thinking he'd do, and it made us more fluid, and we created more chances. We can't blame that game on the manager. We have to blame it on the players and their finishing. But who in January do we call and say, come into the team? who's gonna make that team win this game today? For me, it's Leroy Sane, because Sane would take half the chances if he gets them. He would, right? Our left wing, we never really scored goals in our left wings. Ribéry was great, but he was more of a passer of the ball and crosser. He would get down the byline, take players on, and then cross it, right? We never really produced many goals from our left wing. I don't remember a player in our left wing that ever produced that many goals. So Sane would come in. A pacey center back and a CDM, plus a deadly winger. I don't know any young names. So Sane, the winger, right, the left wing. CDM. I'm thinking Emre Can. People are probably, no, actually no. Emre Can would not be good enough. Yeah, I know you were kidding about KOVAC, but a pacey center back. We already have two that are injured right now. So Hernandez is one of the fastest center backs in the world. Like there was like a match where he was out on he was caught out of position. He paced back, made an excellent challenge against Cristiano Ronaldo to deny him, and Atletico won the game. And he controlled Messi from the center back position. Hernandez is pacey, but he's always injured. And why do Bayern never look at injury history when they buy players? We could have avoided so many players. Ziyech gets injured too, but we don't need. He's not a winger. He's more of a, actually Ziyech just kind of roams the pitch. So, but I don't want Havertz. I've been thinking about it, and the kid he's not what we need. What we need is someone who, I wouldn't mind him, but I'm thinking at the same time, we already have players that box to box. Because honestly, I don't think Havertz is a box to box midfielder. No, I think he's a box to box. I don't think he's an attacking midfielder. We need an attacking midfielder. Someone like De Bruyne, who would just make the brilliant passes and split defenses, but also really physical. There's so many players out there, and Ziyech is good, but is he what Bayern? Does he even fit Bayern? Unless Erik ten Hag comes in, and that he will. He basically has said he will in the summer. He doesn't want to leave Ajax in the middle of the season, which I respect, because it just shows that he's dedicated and has loyalty to the club he's coaching, and he's gonna have it at Bayern. Man, what a game! I don't want to see that. We play. Who do we play next? Do we have a cup game? Man, no. We play Mönchengladbach next weekend, the 7th, 7:30. That's gonna be an earlier kickoff, and then the Wednesday we play Spurs. The team we beat 7-2. Yes, I'm so annoyed Schürrle got injured. I really am, because and it's the exact same injury he had back in 2015 that put him out for like the season. We've had Schürrle for 2 seasons, but I really hope his play style doesn't change, because sometimes center backs, especially center backs, when they get injured, they try and be safer and all these things. I agree with you 1000%. I have watched Donny van de Beek play, and I think he's only 22 as well, and he fits. He's an attacking midfielder with really good defensive. 5 goals, 4 assists this season, and he's goal participate 19% of Ajax's goals. He's in there, so he has a release clause of like 40 million, doesn't he? You know what? I want to know his injury history, like you said. He's had 3 injuries in his entire career, and he's missed 5 games. He's literally the perfect player that we need. He's had 3 injuries. He had a hamstring injury. If that was Alphonso Davies, he'd miss the entire season with a hamstring injury. Not Alphonso, Kingsley Coman. But this guy missed 26 days, which is only a month. And it was this season, in August to September. 4 games missed. That's so small. And if you look at someone like Kingsley Coman, his injury history is so annoying. You know, Coman's 23. I just realized that. He's not that old. 1 goal, 2 assists this season in 10 matches is dreadful. But Kingsley Coman has had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 injuries for Bayern. Yeah, Ajax are a team that want to sell their young talent. So, you know, what did De Ligt go to? De Ligt went to Juventus for 60-something million, and he's one of the best talents in the world. Unless he's not good right now, but you know, Ajax will sell at a low price because that's their business model. Now, Real Madrid are gonna buy Pogba in January, in my opinion. Right? They're gonna buy Pogba for 130 million. They won't need Van de Beek because they have Pogba. And why don't we ever go for players like Pogba? Pogba would be perfect at Bayern. He's physical. He knows how to create, and he can track back. You know, I think Pogba is one of the best midfielders in the world on his day. Like, the guy is scoring 2 goals against Man City. Man City away from home. Pogba is actually, and he's scoring volleys from 50 yards out. And then he's like passing. His passing is so underrated. So I think we'll end the stream there. I'm really, really disappointed in the game. No, that is not a good opinion. Coman is not on the same level as Gnabry. No, that's not. No, it's absolutely no. Coman is not. You know, Gnabry is older, like 24. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and he's ice cold in front of goal. And Gnabry is a better dribbler. You know what Coman and Gnabry has a better football IQ. Let's think about this. What does Coman do every time? That's all he does. He chops in, goes on the byline, and then crosses, and it's always a dead cross, right? It could be a great cross, but it's always a dead cross. I don't think so. His ego is too. Oh no, I don't think Gnabry has a big ego at all. Yeah, I don't know. Gnabry is one of the most humble players that I see. He's the one to go and sign shirts. You know, he still communicates with his friends. The only thing that you could see that's not humble is the cooking, where he just celebrates. That's it. So yeah, thank you for watching the stream. Leave a like on the video, and bro, I will see you not next week. I might stream try and see. Well, January I'll definitely be streaming a lot. All I'll be talking about is SANE. Oh hell no! How is Coman a better dribbler? Have you seen Gnabry actually gets past players? That's the difference, and he's effective. Messi gets past players and he's effective. Kingsley just, you know, uses his pace, and yeah, I know what you mean. Now I know what you mean. But Kingsley gets past players. No, he doesn't. He doesn't get past players. He just takes them and burns them for pace. Have you noticed the games where he plays against a fast right back? He always fails, right? He always fails. Or a good center back that's fast. He always fails. Whereas Gnabry is just on a different level. Yeah. Mia san mia, and peace.